What's up, everybody? Welcome to another ranking video, and today I will be ranking every Best Picture winner I've seen. Yes. Now I know I'm late to the game of doing Oscar videos because we just had the Oscars like last month or so. But I don't know. I couldn't think of what to do. I didn't. I was running out of ideas to do because I'm still working on some director ranking videos. I still don't have any ready yet. But then I was thinking, I've been wanting to do this ranking, so why not? So yeah, every Best Picture winner that I've seen, which is not all of them, which thank God, because then that would be a long video. But I am planning on watching every single Best Picture winner someday, and once I do, I will put up a video, maybe like in like several, like 3, 4 parts though, because that's a lot. But but yeah, I am planning on doing that and also like ranking every Best Picture winner of each decade. I am planning on doing that, and maybe even the nominees. I'm even planning on doing that. So, but that'll be a while whenever I do that stuff because a lot of these movies are kind of hard to find. But for now, here is my ranking for every Best Picture winner that I've seen so far. Um, so there are 27 Best Picture winners that I've seen. So keep in mind, personal opinions. You know, honestly a lot of the ones on the bottom of the list are very beloved films, but I just don't really like them. So that's sorry. I just don't really like them, and maybe some in the middle as well. But just keep in mind, these are my personal opinions. If you like my least favorite, then good for you. If you don't like my favorite, then sorry. Just keep all that in mind. Also, and also just like I said, I haven't seen every single Best Picture winner, so if if your favorite Best Picture winner isn't on this list, that means I haven't seen it yet. Yeah. So all right, let's go ahead and get started. This is a pretty big ranking, pretty big list. So let's just go ahead and get started, shall we? Starting with number 27, my least favorite. Okay, so coming in at number 27, oh boy, here we go, is West Side Story. Yes, the original, that is, not the Steven Spielberg remake. But, and of course, that didn't win Best Picture, but yeah, West Side Story. Okay, so the reason why this is my least favorite is because I saw this movie in my English class in my freshman year of high school. Um, and we watched this movie because we just read Romeo and Juliet, and apparently the West Side Story is a little similar to Romeo and Juliet. So our English teacher made us watch it, and my God, I hated it. I hated West Side Story so much. Like I legit thought that it was a bad movie. Um, and then as the years went by, whenever I started to get into movies, I found out that it won Best Picture, and I was like, "What?" Because I thought it was terrible. Um, now I haven't seen it since then. I'm actually kind of scared too because thinking back on it, yeah, I'm still thinking back on it, and I still don't see it as a good movie. I thought the acting was terrible. The songs were not good. Um, honestly, a lot of them were annoying, and I just thought it was a shitty movie, and I still honestly think it. But I will rewatch it one of these days. Whenever I get to like ranking all of the Best Picture winners of the '60s, I will rewatch it. But yeah, for now, it's my least favorite. I really don't like. I really hated West Side Story. So yeah, that is my number 27, my least favorite West Side Story. Okay, my number 26 is one I was actually first considering first thinking that no, actually no. I knew West Side Story was gonna be my least favorite, but then I forgot that this one Best Picture, and I was like, ooh, which one do I hate the most? I went ahead and said that West Side Story I hated more just because at least there's like one good performance in this movie, in my opinion. Um, and this is going to piss a lot of people off because a lot of people love this movie too. My number 26 is Gladiator. Yeah, I hated Gladiator. I thought the cinematography was terrible. The editing was really fucking bad. The action scenes were boring. The dialogue was boring. Most performances were okay at best, but not great, except for Joaquin Phoenix. He was good, but even he didn't like save this movie for me. I I thought he was good, but not even close to being his best performance. And I really I really hated Gladiator, and honestly, I don't think I'll ever watch it again. I mean, maybe in the next 10 years, if so. But I mean, West Side Story I will watch again, but at least one more time. This one though, I don't know. I really don't want to watch it again. Yeah, Gladiator. That is my number 26. Okay, my number 25. Now those were the only two that I actually hate. These next few I don't necessarily like all that much, but I don't hate them. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so my number 25 is the oldest movie. The oldest movie on this ranking that I've seen. The oldest Best Picture winner I've seen that is Casablanca. Now the reason why this one is so low is because I don't really remember anything about it. I just thought it was a boring movie whenever I watched it, and that was years ago. That was like in 2020, I think. So okay, like 2 3 years ago. But yeah, I thought it was boring. But I will revisit it for sure. So just keep that in mind. That's why it's low on the list. Just yeah, only saw it once and I didn't really like it all that much. So, but I will watch it again. So yeah, 25 is Casablanca. Okay, number 24 is The Godfather Part 2. See, all of these so far are beloved films. I know. But The Godfather Part 2, now I'll go and say I'm not a fan of the Godfather movies at all. I absolutely hate the third one. Now these two I don't hate, the first and second, because I will say that those are good movies. Unlike the third. But Godfather Part 2 I dislike even more than 1 because it was even more boring and it was longer and didn't really I some of the Robert De Niro stuff was kind of interesting. The flashback scenes with Vito Corleone was kind of cool, but other than that, I didn't really like Godfather Part 2. It just wasn't for me. And I will be talking about Part 1 very shortly. So yeah. Um all right, so Godfather Part 2 is my number 24. Okay, coming in at number 23, we have Slumdog Millionaire, which I've only seen this once, and I thought it was okay at best. Like, I thought it was an okay movie. I didn't really think much about it, but I will watch it again because I am planning on doing ranking Danny Boyle's films. So, yeah. I wasn't a big fan. I just thought it was okay. Yeah. But yeah, Slumdog Millionaire is my number 23. All right, and coming in at number 22, that was 23. My number 22 is The Godfather. Yeah, the first one. Now I liked it better. I mean, it is my favorite out of the trilogy. There are some good moments, I will say. Like the horse head scene in the bed. That was good. And some others too. Like this movie isn't completely boring. There are some interesting moments, but it's still boring to me. Like I don't know. I do think it's a little too long as well. Uh, I don't know. I'm not a huge Godfather fan. Even the first one, I'm not really that big into. But I don't hate it. But yeah, that is my number 22. Okay, so coming in at number 21, we have 12 Years a Slave, which I actually kind of liked when I saw it, but thinking back on it, I didn't love it. I thought it was kind of boring for the most part. There were some good moments, though, much like Godfather. It did have some good moments. I liked it better in Godfather, so there's that. But yeah, not really much to say about 12 Years a Slave. I might rewatch it again. I don't know, but uh, wasn't a fan. Yeah, 12 Years a Slave. That is number 21. Okay, number 20 is In the Heat of the Night, which I've only seen once, and I actually remember liking it pretty good. I didn't like love it, obviously, but I thought it was pretty good. The reason why it's low on the list though is because I barely remember anything about it. Like I don't remember much at all. But I thought it was a pretty good movie. I just need to rewatch it. I'm sure it'll go up higher once I rewatch it. I'm sure it will. But yeah, In the Heat of the Night, that is my number 20. Okay, number 19 is Argo. Argo, fuck yourself. Yeah. I remember the first time I saw this movie, I actually liked it quite a bit, but then I rewatched it. Well, about a few months ago or so, maybe a little longer than that. I don't know. It's been a little while since last time I watched it, but I I didn't like it as much. I thought it was kind of boring too. There are good moments though, and I think the reason why I put this a little bit ahead of In the Heat of the Night, just because I like the story. The story is actually really good. It's based on a true story too, so that's awesome. It just I didn't love the movie though, unfortunately. So yeah, that's my number 19. Okay, the next two are some more movies that people are going to hate me for that I have them still kind of low on the list. My number 18 is The Departed. Um, Now I'm gonna go ahead and say this. As of right now, I I'm not a fan of The Departed, and I honestly think that's Martin Scorsese's most overrated film. I said it. I'm sorry, but I said it. But with that being said, do I think it's a bad movie? No. Um, I do think the story is a bit messy, but the performances I think is what saves it. At least for me, not for me hating it because performances are really good, especially from Leo DiCaprio and Jack Nicholson. They're both amazing. Matt Damon is also pretty good, and Vera Farmiga and Martin Sheen. But I I think a big reason why I don't like this movie. Okay, there's two reasons. One, I'll go and say I hate Mark Wahlberg in this movie so much. That's why I didn't say his name with the others. I hate his character. His character is really annoying and just fuck you. I mean, I like douchebag characters as long as they're funny, and I know a lot of people think that his character was hilarious. No, he wasn't funny. He was just so annoying, and I just wanted to punch him in the face so badly. Um, I hated his character so much, and I think he's like the biggest thing I hate about this movie. But another thing I hate about this movie is that it beat one of my all-time favorite films for Best Picture. That is Little Miss Sunshine. Little Miss Sunshine is a much better film, and it lost to The Departed. I don't know. But I will revisit the Departed. I still need to watch it for my Martin Scorsese ranking. So I will watch it again. Maybe my mind will change a little bit more. I don't know. I know I won't like it better than Little Miss Sunshine. I know that because I love Little Miss Sunshine. This movie, not a fan. But yeah, that's why it's my number 18. Yeah, number 18 is The Departed. And number 17 is another movie I also find very overrated. I do own it though. That is Forrest Gump. Now, I will rewatch this for my Robert Zemeckis ranking, which I'm currently working on. That's one of the few rankings that I'm working on is Robert Zemeckis. Now, I will say this movie is not terrible. I think it's pretty good for the most part, although I don't like the story. And if I'm going to be completely honest, I don't like the character of Forrest Gump. I'm sorry. I really don't like Forrest Gump as a character. Now, Tom Hanks, yes, he's very good in the movie, but I he's not an interesting character, and he's like I think it's really stupid that he gets to that he just has like a the best life ever, pretty much. Like nothing bad happens to him except for him losing his like his mom and his wife and his friend Bubba in the army. Like that's the only stuff bad that happens to him. Is that yeah he lost his loved ones, but yet everything else good happens to him, and it honestly pisses me off. Now if the movie was about Lieutenant Dan, I would have loved it because I love Lieutenant Dan. He's my favorite character in the movie. Um, and another character that honestly I would be more interested in watching is Jenny. And I know everyone hates Jenny. I don't hate Jenny though, to be honest, because I actually understand her character. No, she is not a very good person. She's a very flawed person, but yet she actually did love Forrest Gump. She actually did. She just didn't want to hurt him. That's why she left him. That might be spoilers, but yeah. I don't understand the Jenny hate at all. I actually like Jenny as a character, and if this movie was about either Jenny or Lieutenant Dan, I would have liked it. But no, it's about Forrest Gump and a character I don't really give a shit about. So yeah. And one more thing I will say: how the fuck did this win Best Picture over both Pulp Fiction and The Shawshank Redemption, which are two much better films than this? I don't understand that. Like I mean I would have chose Pulp Fiction, but I do like Shawshank Redemption too. So either one of those, if either one of those won, I would be happy. But no, this one. So yeah, that's that's another big reason why this is low on the list. So yeah, Forrest Gump, that is number 17. Okay, my number 16 is a this is the most recent Best Picture winner I've seen. That is Nomadland, the Best Picture winner of 2020. Um, now I thought that this was a pretty interesting movie. I thought it was pretty good. I liked how they filmed it. It looked like a documentary, and I thought that was really cool. I thought Frances McDormand was very good in the film. There were some boring moments at times, sure, but I thought it was a very interesting movie. I actually didn't mind it. I kind of liked it actually. But yeah, it was fine. I thought Nomadland was pretty good for what it was. Now I know that 2020 was not a good year for movies, and I have seen Sound of Metal. That was another Best Picture nominee from that year. I need to rewatch it because honestly, I didn't really like it all that much. But Nomadland I thought was decent. So yeah, um, that is my number 16, Nomadland. Okay, my number 15 is this is another one people might hate me for putting it kind of low on the list. That is Parasite. Yeah, I think Parasite is a little bit overrated. Honestly, I don't love this movie. I don't know. I just don't get the hype for it. Now, do I think it's a good movie? Yes. I don't think it's a masterpiece like everyone says it is, but I think it's pretty good for what it is. I think it's pretty good. There are some issues I have with it, but it's all right. It's an okay movie in my opinion. Yeah. But I now one thing I am glad about this movie is that we do get more foreign films in nominated for Best Picture because this was the first foreign film to win Best Picture, so that's cool. But but other than that though, I'm just not a huge fan of Parasite. I'm sorry. It's a good movie, but I don't love it. So yeah, Parasite. That is my number 15. Okay, my number 14 is Rocky. Yes, and I gotta be honest. I don't think this movie was honestly that good enough to win Best Picture because I don't think this is a great movie. This is a pretty good movie for the most part. Although I don't like the ending. The ending kind of almost ruins it for me. And that's the same with The Karate Kid, which is by the same director. Of course, Karate Kid didn't win Best Picture, but everyone loves Karate Kid. I almost like it if it wasn't for that ending. That ending was even worse than this one. But still, I think Rocky is a good movie. I just don't love it. In fact, it's not even my favorite Rocky movie. Rocky 3 is actually my favorite. Not even like 2 better than 1. Um now one thing I one thing I really hate about why this won Best Picture is because it beats one of my all-time favorite films, my second favorite film of all time, Taxi Driver, which I kind of get a little bit why it did, just because Taxi Driver was controversial when it came out, but still, Taxi Driver is a much better film than this. It's a good movie, just not a great movie in my opinion, and not even the best in the franchise. So, um, yeah, Rocky, that is my number 14. Okay, now we're getting to the movies I like. That okay, this one I like quite a bit. I need to rewatch it, but now we're getting to the stuff I'm starting to actually really like. So yeah, number 13 is Midnight Cowboy, the first and only X-rated movie to win Best Picture, which nowadays I think it would probably just be like an R. But when it came out, though, it was rated X. So yeah, but this is a pretty good movie. I actually liked it quite a bit. I thought John Voight and Dustin Hoffman, they were both really good in the movie, and they had great chemistry with each other. Dustin Hoffman was really good in the movie. I only seen it once, but I I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. I'm planning on getting it someday. But yeah, I liked Midnight Cowboy. It was a good movie. It's a little low just because I've only seen it once. Maybe it'll go up higher more times I see it, but it's a good movie though. Midnight Cowboy, that is number 13. All right. Um. All right. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna pause this real quick. Be right back. All right. Sorry about that. I heard a noise. I didn't know what it was, so I had to go look. It might have been the cats. I don't know. But anyways, all right. Okay. Number 12. Excuse me. Number 12. Okay. Now, even though this is kind of low-ish, I mean it's number 12, so it can't be too low. But the reason why number this is my number 12 is because I actually really did like this movie a lot whenever I first saw it, but when I rewatched it, I didn't love it as much, but I still like it. I still think it's a very good movie. My number 12 is Schindler's List. Yeah. Now, yeah, yeah. I rewatched this for my Steven Spielberg ranking, and it just didn't click with me all that much whenever I watched it. But with that being said, I still think it's a good movie. I think the main problem I have with Schindler's List is that not because it's like hard to watch, and it's sad. Not because of that, but because it's too long. This movie is really long. Um, like that's the reason why I'm not gonna watch it all that much. Is because it's too long. Um, but other than that, I do think it's a good movie. I think Liam Neeson is really good. So is Ben Kingsley and definitely Ray Fiennes for sure. Um, but yeah, I wish I could have this, a little higher than it is, but I don't know. I don't love it. I think at one point I did say that this was my favorite Spielberg film, but actually it's not. I actually like E.T. better and a few others as well. E.T. I think is my favorite Spielberg film, but yeah, yeah, I don't know. I don't love it, but I do think it's a very good film. Probably Spielberg's best, just not my personal favorite, and not my favorite Best Picture winner either. Obviously, yeah. Number 12 is Schindler's List. Okay, my number 11 is actually the one I just recently watched. I like as I'm recording this, I only watched this just a few days ago for the first time. And I actually really enjoyed it. That is Terms of Endearment. Yeah, from 1983, I think. Um, I really, really liked this movie a lot. It's a really good comedy slash drama. And it balance and it does both very well together. Like it's very well. Um, there are a lot of funny moments, but also some sad moments as well, especially at the end. If you've seen the movie, Shirley MacLaine is really good in the movie, and I love Jack Nicholson as well, and they have great chemistry together. I thought, oh, I forgot who played Shirley MacLaine's daughter, but she was good. Jeff Daniels wasn't great in the movie, but he was fine. I kind of thought it was a little unnecessary that Danny DeVito was in the movie. He didn't really do much, but yeah. But for the most part, I actually really liked this movie a lot. Terms of Endearment, I thought it was really good. So yeah, Terms of Endearment is number 11. Okay, number 10. I thought I was about to grab it, but I don't even own it. So my number 10 is Annie Hall, which a lot of people don't like this movie mostly because, well, okay, for two reasons. One, because it's a Woody Allen movie, but also it beats Star Wars for Best Picture. I'm gonna go and say it. I think this is a better movie than Star Wars. I'm sorry. Um, but I now I've only seen it once, but I really liked it a lot actually. I thought it was very interesting, like very well made and stuff. I think some people say that it didn't age well. I think they're mostly just saying that because it's Woody Allen. Honestly, like they're probably thinking that all Woody Allen movies don't age well. I don't know, but I need to rewatch it. But I, I when I watched it though, I actually really liked it. I thought it was really interesting, kind of cool, just how it was made and stuff. It was a really cool movie. Yeah, Annie Hall. That is my number 10. All right, my number 9 is The Artist. I actually really liked The Artist. I think some people didn't. Some people don't like The Artist, but I thought it was really cool. It's about silent films, and it is, for the most part, a silent film itself, and that's really cool. Um, yeah, just a really, really well made film. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, The Artist. That is number 9. Okay, my number 8 is Million Dollar Baby. Now I don't think this should have won Best Picture that year. Honestly, it should have been Sideways. That's my favorite movie of 2004. I love Sideways, but this is still a very good film. I will give it that. Clint Eastwood did a great job with this movie. It's not my favorite Clint Eastwood movie. That would be Gran Torino, but I really like this one too. Hilary Swank, I think, is what makes this movie. She is awesome, and Morgan Freeman's good as well. Um, yeah, I like it. I just like Sideways better. I think that should have won Best Picture, but I'm not too mad. It's not like The Departed, so but yeah, very good movie. I've only seen it once as well, but I will revisit it. And obviously I have it, so yeah. Million Dollar Baby is my number 8. Okay, my number 7 is Silence of the Lambs. Very good movie. I think Jodie Foster honestly steals the show for me. I know everyone loves Anthony Hopkins as what's his name, Hannibal Lecter. Now I do think it's odd because I think wasn't Anthony Hopkins, didn't he win Best Actor? Which honestly, it should have been best. I think he did, but it should have been at least Best Supporting Actor because he's not a leading. He's not a leading role in this movie. Jodie Foster is the leading role, not Anthony Hopkins. But I think he won Best Actor, which that's just weird to me. And he's not in it a whole lot either. But very good performance though. Don't get me wrong. It just I'm pretty sure it was Best Actor. You know what? I'm gonna check that real quick. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and yeah, it was Best Actor. I don't understand that. I don't understand that at all. I don't know, but I honestly like Jodie Foster even better in this movie. I just think that she's the show stealer, and I am glad that she won her Oscar for, yeah. I mean, I'm glad Anthony Hopkins did win an Oscar, but again, it should have been supporting. But nonetheless, I do think this is a good movie, a very good movie. I remember I didn't like it the very first time I've seen it, but it grew on me over time. The more I watched it, I learned to really like it. Yeah, it's a very good movie. Silence of the Lambs. That is number 7. I believe that was number 7. Yeah, number 7. Yeah. Okay, number 6 is A Beautiful Mind. Very good film. I love how they made this movie. You know, this is about mental illness, but the way they reveal the mental illness is just genius. Like it is amazing how they revealed it. Yeah, Russell Crowe is great. Jennifer Connelly is great, and she looks amazing in this movie. I love Jennifer Connelly. Um, yeah, and Ed Harris too. Very good in the movie. Yeah, so far this is my favorite Ron Howard movie. I still need to watch more of his films, but really good movie. I didn't love the third act, but I still thought it was good though. I still think this is a very good movie. Just I just wish the third act was as strong as the first two acts, but still, yeah, Beautiful Mind, really great film, and that is my number 6. Okay, my number 5 is one of the best war films I've ever seen. That is Platoon. Really awesome film. Oliver Stone. I mean, him being a war veteran helped with this movie because this definitely seems like it would be what the Vietnam War would be. Um, love Willem Dafoe in this movie. Charlie Sheen is surprisingly really good in this movie, and Tom Berenger as well is really good. Um, yeah, this is a great film. There are some moments that are hard to watch though, but still a great film. I've only seen it once. I need to revisit it. But yeah, Platoon, great film. That is my number 5. Okay, I'm actually surprised I put this high in the top 5. My number 4 is No Country for Old Men. Now, I will say there is another movie from that year I think should have won instead of this movie. That is There Will Be Blood. But with that being said, I still think that this is a great film. Now, however, I'm still not a fan of the ending. I'm sorry. I just don't like it. I don't like the ending. I'm sorry. But but that being said, though, still a great film. All the actors are really good in this movie. You know, Harvey Bardem especially is great, but also Josh Brolin, Tom Lee Jones, even what's her name, Kelly MacDonald is actually really good in the film. I don't think she was nominated for Best Supporting Actress, but honestly, I think she should have. She was really good. Um, yeah, really good movie. I just don't like the ending. That's all. But I still think that this is a great film. So yeah, No Country for Old Men. That is number 4. Okay, now we're in the top 3. My number 3 is Birdman. Yeah, this might shock some people that this is in the top three, but I love Birdman. I think this is I think that this is a masterpiece. If I'm going to be honest, Michael Keaton is amazing. Emma Stone, amazing. Edward Norton, amazing. Um, Zach Galifianakis is hilarious. I also like Naomi Watts. Everybody in this movie is great. And how they made this movie is awesome. All one shot or almost one shot. Um, but yeah, it's really really awesome. Um, yeah, really awesome movie. I love it. Yeah, Birdman. That is my number three. Okay, my number two, maybe the most controversial film on this list, but I don't give a shit. This movie is still amazing. I don't care what you say. That is American Beauty. Yes. I mean, you know, yes, Kevin Spacey, and he plays a pedophile, sure. But you know what? Fuck it. He is amazing in this movie. I don't care what you say. Yes, he's not a good person, but he is a an amazing actor, and he is amazing in this movie. Like, yeah, I think that he definitely deserved that Oscar for sure. And Annette Bening is also really good. So's Thor Birch and everyone else, Chris Cooper. Yeah, this movie is great. I know the pedophilia stuff didn't age well, but I just kind of laugh at it now because it's kind of funny the way they do it to me. I don't know, but it's still a great film, and I actually do like the character of Lester Burnham, even though yes, he's a pedophile, but still, with you know, aside from that, he's actually a very relatable character. So yeah, aside from the pedophilia stuff, but I just want to make that clear. But still an amazing movie. I love it. American Beauty is my number two, and my number one favorite Best Picture winner that I've seen so far is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Yes, this movie is a fucking masterpiece. This is an amazing story with amazing characters. I haven't read the book, but still, I think that this is a great film. Jack Nicholson, of course, as McMurphy, amazing. Louise Fletcher is great. Rest in peace to her. She passed away last year, sadly, but she was amazing as Nurse Ratched, and I think Nurse Ratched's honestly one of my favorite movie villains ever. She's great. Um, Chief as well. Chief is a great character, and you also got actors like Danny DeVito and Christopher Lloyd, and also was his name Brad Dourif or something like that, who played Billy. He also did the voice of Chucky. And also I like the guy who played Cheswick as well. Just a great movie. I just love this movie so much. I love, again, the story's great, the characters are great, and honestly, this movie has my favorite movie ending of all time. I know it's a sad ending, but it's also a happy ending if you think about it. I mean, I'm no spoilers, but if you've seen the movie, you should know that this is both an ending that is both sad but happy also. And I love that. There's not very many movies that can pull that off, but yeah, this one did, and yeah, I love the ending to this. I just love the whole film. It's even funny, surprisingly. A movie about a mental institution is actually pretty funny. The way they did this movie, like I actually consider it as a comedy as well as a drama, of course. But yeah, this movie is amazing. Um, yeah, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is my number one favorite Best Picture winner that I've seen so far. Yeah. All right, there we go. There is my ranking for every Best Picture winner I've seen. So in the comments, please give me your ranking for every Best Picture winner you've seen. Um, and if you don't want to do that, that's fine. Just excuse me, just say what your favorite and least favorite Best Picture winners are. So, yeah. All right. So, okay. There should be a new episode of Your Cousins Are Critics coming very soon. Uh, probably, actually, probably this Saturday. And it should be on the movie True Stories. So look out for that. All right. So, excuse me. Please like, subscribe, comment, and hit the bell. And I'll see you later. All right. Yeah. Peace.